Welcome to the new episode, the new lesson that you're currently on. And today we're going to be talking about apt-get install packages or update management. And this is important for security, for version control, patching systems. There's a graphical interface tool to use this in the GUI, but we're not going to be using that because that's not going to help us get good with Linux. That's easy. We're going to be using the command line, the shell, to do our bidding. The command that we're looking for is apt-get update, and it's not going to work. Yep. So if you look at this for a second, it's showing permission denied. This means that our permission is denied. We might have to try sudo, which is super user do. That's what it means. So super user sudo. So do this with the super user do. Alright. So now I hit enter, and it's going to ask for your password of your super user. And it will go ahead and run some updates. So one thing to note is don't always type in sudo before every command, because sometimes there's a reason why Linux is created in a way that makes it that you have to put sudo in front of certain commands in order to do them, because you might break something if you don't put it in front of the command. So it's kind of like a best practices kind of thing, good habit to get into, to not always do this unless if you absolutely need to be doing something. However, in this course, we're going to be using it a lot because the best way to get good at Linux is to be doing sysadmin, SRE, DevOps kind of stuff that needs the super user privileges to do some of the more advanced things. So we're going to be using it a lot. It's going to be some fun. So without further ado, let's get into the cooler stuff. So again, I'm not sure if I just said it or not, but this command, what it does is it checks through all of the different softwares on your Linux kernel that may or may not have new packages for it that you can install, and it's showing you all the locations in which it found those updates from. See, there's like little links in here that we can click. But it doesn't actually upgrade it. It doesn't install these updates. It just gets all the packages ready for us for our next command, which is sudo apt-get upgrade. And now this, we have a broken install. Okay, so I'm just gonna run. I got a little error here saying that I have a broken install from when I was trying to install Emacs and I didn't install it correctly earlier on, so let's do this again. Sudo apt fix broken install. And to continue, as you see, one is a capital letter and one is lowercase. So if I hit enter, it's going to do the capital letter by default. Alright, so I don't think that this fix worked. So let me try this upgrade again. And looks like I have a little bit of troubleshooting to do here. So we could try something like sudo apt-get remove Emacs, or sudo apt-get purge Emacs. Or we can copy paste this file location that's giving us. And we could do remove recursive and force. Paste. Permission denied. Okay, so I just have to do the same command but with sudo. Okay, and then we're gonna do sudo rm rf. We'll try this one as well. This file path. Oops, copy. Sudo rm recursive force remove. Okay, so let's try this again. Sudo apt-get upgrade, sudo apt fix broken install Alright, why is it giving me such a hard time? Alright, so we can try using this command right here. So we could go sudo dpackage -i -force overwrite Emacs or then we can go sudo apt-get force install. Alright, and then we can do, let's try that update again. Sudo apt-get upgrade. Alright, looks like it's working this time, so maybe I won. We'll see. And actually, this is the coolest part, is you can see what it's updating. We're updating Python, Firefox, web browser. We're updating Yelp, I guess. We're updating Ubuntu. So on Windows, when you're running these updates, it just updates the core framework of the Windows kernel or the Windows systems. But Linux, when you run it, it updates everything, including all of your third-party software that you have installed on it. So, you know, it does a whole update of all of your applications. And I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this. Alright, so about 10-15 minutes later, my Linux machine has completely finished upgrading. And we can move on to install our first package. And now what if I don't know what the package is called that I'm looking for? Like, I'm looking for a package called tmux, which is a pretty cool thing that we'll get into. And we could do apt cache search and we type in tmux. And this gives us a whole bunch of options on what we want to install. So the one that I'm looking for is just tmux. I'm not looking for Python, libtmux. I'm not looking for tmuxp. I'm just looking for the terminal multiplexer, and we'll get into what that means. So we can just do, or we can look up other things like apt-get, apt-cache, search. There's a bind, which is like a DNS. Whoa, there's a lot of stuff with bind in it. We can do apt cache search editor if you're looking for something to edit things with. Again, way too much stuff to look at. And this is where you can kind of do something like sudo apt get, or sorry, apt cache search editor, and we could do grep Emacs. And it only gives us whatever has Emacs in it. So that's like what we were learning in the last video about using grep and pipe to kind of filter through different things when you're looking at processes. Well, you can even look at it when you're going through lists like this. So that's why it's really good to know Linux, because you know, commands like this work with all the other commands. So anyways, let's go ahead and install that terminal multiplexer. So we'll do sudo apt-get tmux. Oh, apt-get install tmux. And it's showing that we're already installed. Okay. And you know, we can also install multiple softwares at once using this command. So we could do tmux and bind and then emacs, all, you know, kind of like arbitrarily linking all them together so we can automate installing it all, like nginx2, but we're not going to do that right now. And if you want to go ahead and check what this is, like when you're doing the update, the apt-get update or the apt-get upgrade, if you want to see where that is, to see like the whole process of, you know, where it gets that kind of information from, you can go to cd root, and here of course this is like the root directory, and the thing that we're looking for is cd etc, and we can go list. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here, and the one that we're looking for is apt. So this one right here, we're gonna go cd apt, list the contents here. We have something called source list or sources list, and we can concatenate the sources list. And this is showing us, you know, all the different repositories that are in here. It's showing us where, you know, we're using Debian because it's Linux, and it's showing us like where the updates are being pulled for. Here's like the archive. Here are all the links that it's going to be, or like the repositories of where it's going to be pulling those updates from, the different packages that's finding. If you have any new software that's being installed, it might be put into here for your Linux kernel to keep track of it better. And if we were to click on some of these repositories, the links, we can download more softwares using those. Maybe they have some information for us or direct download links. Okay, great. So quick recap of what we've talked about so far. We've got apt-get, and with this we could do update, which pulls all of the updates that we need, but it doesn't install them because you need to do upgrade, apt-get upgrade, to actually push those installs of the updates, all the patches. Then we have apt-cache search, which searches for something, and then of course you can grep it to search for something. You can even grep it and then put the output of that into a new file .txt, and this will give us an error. So, you know, you can specify to do 2. Oh, but I gotta give myself... Okay, anyways, that's not working because I haven't specified what I'm searching for. So I guess I could do search bind and then grep DNS. Permission denied. Do I have to do sudo here as well? Oh, it's because I'm in the wrong directory. So if I go change directory to my directory and then I try rewriting this, then that works. Okay, great. And I can go concatenate the new file. Okay, so I might maybe not, it's not an error output because I put in a legitimate argument, so I could just do this with a 1 for standard output, and there you go, we put that output into that file. So okay, the other one was when I was troubleshooting, we did the apt-get remove and then package for Emacs, or apt-get install package. What else? I think that pretty much sums it up. Alright, good. So that's the end of this lesson, and I will see you guys on the next lesson. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something. Remember to practice all of these commands on your own time outside of these videos. Keep playing around with it. Keep messing around until you're comfortable in the Linux command line, and it will help you a lot.